Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we are back a little later than normal, but we're still back. We show up every day, even though it might not be on time, we're always on time. Hi,
According to
Task.
the
You
schedule,
look,
at least.
is that, yeah, hour and a half late. It's not bad. I'm having construction renovations done on the house here. So there was a guy with a massive drill and a bunch of saws. So I figured it'd be better to wait till he left before starting because we already have to put up with the screaming children. So screaming children and drills might not work. I don't know. So that's why we're late. How you doing, man? How's your week been so far?
Been busy, been busy. Started a new project myself on Leo Finance, so been dealing with that, and in addition to the usual stuff.
You want to share with the listeners what your new project is on Leo Finance?
It's using Hive for what it is, a decentralized database, and it's a project called Leo Glossary. And basically, what I'm doing is I am putting together terms and definitions for of cryptocurrency and financial terms and ideas and concepts, similar to like an Investopedia, if you
Mm,
will. Doing it on the blockchain, and I set up a main menu. This all just done through posting, through art, through the posts. It's no front end or anything
mm,
like that. It's through Leo Finance IO. Um, and basically, what I did is I set up a main menu, and then each definition or each term has its own URL, so it's linked off that. And then, of course, as you're defining some of these terms, you're using other terms that are on the main menu. So it's putting the links in there. And basically, it's trying to help the rankings of Leo Finance and set up more optimization for the website. And hopefully, over time, get enough people using that as a uh, reference center for when they type in cryptocurrency in a blog post. Then you can put the link for cryptocurrency. If somebody clicks on it, they'll get a little write up about it. And Cal yesterday said he'll put it on the developer to do list, where anytime somebody is typing through the Leo Finance front end, uh, if they type in a word that's on Leo Glossary, it will suggest it, and I guess they can click it, and that'll automatically set up the link. So it's a
right.
way to start to optimize Leo Finance, and we've often and hopefully I'll set up a model. This is kind of proof of concept, and I'm just using terms and definitions. But hopefully, I mean, the idea of Wikipedia would just be mammoth undertaking. But hopefully, this will, if it works out, will incentivize people to maybe start focusing things within, let's say, photography and words and ideas and concepts within photography. Cine TV could do this with movie and TV shows and actors and actresses. And so, it just gets back to what is Hive, and it's a decentralized, immutable database. And so, this is,
Hmm.
setting up a decentralized database that is outside the control of any single entity. I mean, I guess technically I'm in control because I'm in control of the account, but the data is on the blockchain, so once it's there, I can't delete it.
Dude, you are a savvy individual. I was kind of poking around seeing what you were doing. As I mentioned, I saw it in a couple of your posts and stuff. But so this is good. Is this going to be? This is linked directly to leofinance.io, right? That's the whole idea. Is it to be linked directly to that domain?
Well, the links, yes, but obviously, um, you have different URLs based
Right.
upon the front end. But yes, I am putting it. I am doing all the posting through Leo Finance. So that is the one that, what do they call it? That it gets more weight than, Peak D, or if you post through Peak D, that gets more weight, even though you read it through Leo Finance.
Mm,
Where the post originates from. Um, there's a term for it, which I forget. But yes, basically, it's trying to.
Sooniverse is the term you're looking for.
No, no, no,
Oh,
not that.
yeah.
Um, there, I'm trying to think of what the content is called, and anyway, when you have duplicate content, where it was originally gets more ranking by the
Right.
search engines. And
Right.
I mean, you type in most terms, and what's going to come up? If you type in financial, business related terms, Wikipedia and Investopedia come up. If you type in general terms, Wikipedia is going to come up. Those sites rank. They have links. You go through a Wikipedia or an Investopedia. Post and you read through
Mm.
it, there's 4, 5, 6 links just in there going to different pages. So, it's all about getting the Google spider running around and just bouncing around within Leo Finance, which obviously, hopefully, then that'll generate more organic traffic, which hopefully that will drive more traffic to Hive, and on and on and on. So,
Mm.
it's just all trying to feed into that same system. And it's like Brian of London. He uses the Hive database for PodPing, and he's just writing data to the data to the blockchain. That's all he's doing, and that's all this is putting data on the blockchain. It's setting up a database on the Hive blockchain. It is basically what it is, and trying to then use that to become a reference center, if you will, or a resource down the road. And I think
You,
that's what we really need.
you entrepreneur, you online business person, you.
Well, it's entrepreneur. It's I guess you could say in a roundabout way, since I have stake in Leo
I was
Finance.
about to
But
say it's
it's not a very good paying
self-serving.
gig. I even put decline on the when I post, I decline rewards, and you know, I even put together a post. I said, don't upvote this stuff. I don't want it upvoted. It's,
Oh,
some of these are like 6
I
words.
know.
It's like,
Listen to this guy. This guy, number one author on the blockchain, telling people, I don't want the rewards. You peasants keep your little rewards. I have enough. I don't need them. Go ahead. Go
no,
on.
no. I mean, it's, I mean, some of these are like 6 words,
No,
I
I know.
mean,
I know. I know. Yeah.
and it's the idea is, and this is what cooperatives are about. The idea is, I have stake in Leo Finance. I have stake in Hive. So the more value that's brought to the table, and this wasn't put together by Cal. This wasn't put together by the development team. This is something I put together. He read one. Actually, I think he saw a video I made about it, and he put a comment and said he took the idea that I had or what I'm creating. He added another layer to it and said, "Well, we can do this and integrate it into the front end." And I'm
Nice.
like, okay, great. If you can do that, wonderful. And maybe somebody else will take this idea and say, you know what, we could do the same thing on CTP, setting up, all types of keywords and concepts surrounding affiliate marketing and online marketing, photography, movies, videos. I mean, this is stuff that you can go into these specific niches within these communities and set something up to make those websites, the front ends, that much more attractive to the search engines. And
Right.
it's a point of reference. It's a point of education where people can actually learn about this stuff. And
There you go.
I've spent a lot of time on Investopedia, and I'm sure you've done this, John, with certain things. You get on a learning path of something. Who knows what you do, and you get an idea or a concept, and you start researching. You just go down the rabbit hole for
Yeah.
an evening or something. You just bounce around with all kinds of different articles and websites and stuff like that. And I bounce around on Investopedia a number of times, and it's a great way to get some baseline education about certain things.
I do that with Wikipedia. I'll click something,
Yeah.
I start reading something, and all of a sudden it links to something else. Before you know it, I'm reading about septic tank cleaning solutions.
Well, I then question what you started reading initially, but whatever, to each their
Yeah,
own. And,
exactly.
maybe, hey, a Wikipedia page about septic cleaning solutions is probably very valuable if you got to clean your septic tank.
It is very valuable. There you go. Maybe we should get to everyone's questions, or no, or we should keep talking about septic systems. That's well, I'm dealing with a lot of that right now. Living in the country now, we had a massive rainstorm, so the basement is flooding. There's a nice smell coming. It's great. It's wonderful. I'm loving it right now. Beautiful.
Well, this conversation went to shit quick.
Literally. There you go, guys. let's share the screen and get into your questions. I put the famous quote up. If anybody watches the good Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you will know this quote. You're on the mic. What's your beef? And if I'm dating myself, then sorry. Anyways,
Back when Will Smith was a man and not well. Anyway.
Moving on. Moving on. Pretty good questions, diverse questions. We'll dive into it right now. Always posted on the C2B chat account on Wednesdays, and even though it says one day ago, I did have this up on a Wednesday. Anyways, first question's up. NFT BBG said, I just recently stumbled with Listen to Earn. I find it interesting to get paid to simply listening to podcasts. Do we have this kind of app here on Hive? What are your thoughts on this? Well, there's this thing that Brian of London's doing where you get sats for listening to certain topics on Hive front ends. So there is that. Not specifically. I wouldn't say there's an app saying listen to earn specifically.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I, but you know what's fascinating to me? And this comes from the affiliate marketing background that I've been in for excuse me, over 20 years now.
Since Fresh Prince was on air almost.
Yeah, exactly. Since Fresh Prince was a man. All of this stuff was out there decades ago. Listen to earn, pay to earn, play to earn, view to earn. All of these pay to earn things have been around for 20 years plus. I just find it fascinating that it's all blockchain now. Remember, I think you were talking about this on Tuesday about how sometimes our timing isn't right for this stuff. Like we're too early, we're too late. I think that a lot of this blockchain stuff, a lot of this stuff, concepts and stuff was around for years and years and years. It's just now we're starting to see a distribution model with blockchain and crypto that can cater to these ideas and really help them grow. So again, I don't know. I haven't heard of listen to earn, but I wouldn't doubt that that's going to, move to earn, play to earn. Yeah, sit to earn. Why not? Let's do it. Talk to earn. Look to earn.
Well, this is talk to earn because you post the video and people upvote it. Yeah, well, I think a big part of that, John, is micropayments.
Right.
It's kind of hard to send, a fraction of your currency. In the U.S., it's a penny. The penny is the smallest unit, and you can't really send fractional cents. Even in the digital form, they don't really work with that. But you start to get to cryptocurrency. First off, the cryptocurrency you send based upon the decimal points of the cryptocurrency, not what it's valued at in USD or Canadian dollar or euro or whatever. And on Hive, you can send 0.001 HBD or 0.001 Hive, whatever that equates to. I guess, the HBD, that's 1/10 of 1 cent. And while that may not sound like a lot and say, okay, why would you want to do that? Well, with a streaming sats like Brian of London setting up, if you're sending some sats every, I don't know how he breaks it down, but every few seconds or 5 seconds, let's say, well, you may not want to send a penny every 5 seconds. You may only want to send 1/10 of 1 cent every 5 seconds. And so this is something, and I've read where when you start to look at the future of the Internet of Things and connected devices, this really could come into play there. So yeah, it's with technology. There's a lot of times great ideas are spot on. They're just a decade, 2 decades too early.
Yeah. Yeah. And really good crowd in Vim today. We've been pushing the CTP Discord so a lot this week. Got a lot of new members. We had a recommendation: fart to earn. That tells you the CTP community's on top of it today. I like it. I love it. Fart to earn. Task, would you be partaking in that?
Probably. Well, I will certainly find out who is the major bean producer, and start buying stock in the bean and chili companies, because then
I like it.
Get the gas going, and avoid that Beano, because Beano makes you no money.
Yeah. Wow, it's going crazy in the CTP Discord. I can't. This is a PG related show, so we got to skip that one. But his question's up, so I'm not going to say what he was saying in Discord. I'll ask his question because he wants to know: is Task going to Hive Fest? First of all,
no.
I'm probably not going either. Mainly, I don't know about Task's situation. My situation is I don't want to get a jab to be able to get on a plane or to get into a country. So
I can't even get out of the United States. So
there you go.
If you want to see me, you got to come to the U.S. I can't, or one of its territories, because I can't leave the United States.
America's a beautiful place, man. Don't worry.
I want to get out of here, but
Okay, dude, you got options. You got the Virgin. You're in Florida. Come on, I don't feel sorry for anyone in tropical places, like, at all. Anyways. But the second part of this question is, can we get any details on the new secret project Blaine is working on? Blaine is also in the audience as well. He's waiting for me to answer this because I think he's got like a kill shot on me somewhere. If I say too much, he's going to snipe me from across the border.
Either that, or he just had a virus that he loaded into your computer that just zap it.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. It's content discovery. I'll give you that much. And it's a brand new way of content discovery on Hive.
Is this what you mentioned before? I don't remember. Did we?
Yes.
Did you mention it on air?
Yeah, we never mentioned it. We touched it, but we never dove into it exactly.
Oh, okay.
If you like list nerds, you're gonna love what we're doing. Yeah. There you go.
If you like old social media, going back to like 2009. Right. Going back to like Dig days, if you remember Dig, which I think they're still around, aren't they?
They're still around. I'm sure it's still around. It's the same time like Reddit came out, right? Dig and Reddit were kind of the same time, right?
Yeah, Reddit was from that era too.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing. That's not a secret, Blaine said.
Oh.
So John's been keeping a secret of something that's not a secret.
No, sorry,
I thought we talked about that on air.
Well, yeah, we kind of, sort of, and it's content discovery. It's yes. Yeah.
Blaine, well, we're going to have to throw this nitwit off the show, get you on here, or at least.
Bro, I need Blaine back in my life, man. Blaine's been stressed out with the server stuff and everything. Everything's back to normal. Because we're splitting servers and, okay, I don't care. This is recorded. I don't care, man. The Hive Engine people that run the show are awesome. Like, just, it's so not decentralized. Like, I can't express to you how they say everything they want decentralized. It's not at all. Hive Engine is not decentralized in the slightest, because whenever they do something, it screws it up for everyone else. And Blaine basically has to pick up the pieces for the next 2 weeks. And then guaranteed what's going to happen in a week or so, there's going to be issues there. And Blaine's going to be sitting there going, I said there was issues, but no one's listening to me because we're just little peons, little peasants. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm ranting. I'm feeling better now.
Hey, we had Disregard on here. Maybe we ought to just get on him and say, you got to code faster, dude. Build that deluxe infrastructure very quickly.
I saw a Logical dude set up his community on Deluxe, right? Didn't he? Isn't that what he did?
I caught the headline. I didn't have a chance to
It's not Hive Engine.
Read it, but yeah, well, that's through the Speak Network, and they're integrating Honeycomb, which, by the way, I think it's the last week of July. We have Logical Dude on the show.
Yep, 26, right? Yeah, Tuesday's going to be fun. We got Bulldog on Tuesday. That's going to be fun. That's
yes, for all you Splinterlands people who are walking on the edge, maybe Bulldog will talk you down.
Oh, I'm dying here. Oh, the CTP Discord. If you're not members of the CTP Discord, you guys got to come. It's just an absolute blast. We have memes and gifs going up everywhere, and it's. I'm trying to stay focused on the show, and I can't. Next questions from Lisa, which kind of goes along with the last one. Since HiveFest is going to be in person this year, will they have a virtual version of it? I'm not sure, Tess. Are they? I doubt it. I don't think they will. They might like stream it live, but it won't be like VR or anything. I don't think.
I have no idea. I would imagine there's some type of, yeah, there will be something probably streamed on YouTube or something like that. But will there be VR added to it? I wouldn't think so, but who knows? Be an interesting idea to combine the two. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure, Lisa, but I know it will be streamed. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
They always do that. So there you go. Thank you for the question. Tom is up. Alente says, are you guys coming up with cases for the listeners token? I think it would be good for the business. Would it be possible?
Hey, before you get to that question.
Yeah.
When is the official CTP Gala or CTP Fest? I mean, Blaine's in North America. You're in North America. Since HiveFest isn't in North America, maybe we should have like a CTP, Leo Finance, and who else is like?
No one's paying money to sit in the hotel conference room with Blaine and me.
STEM Geeks. Okay? You can have Marky too. He's, I believe, in North America.
Does anyone know what Marky looks like? I mean,
no,
when I hear Marky, I just think of Nathan Fillion from Firefly.
I can't even say for certain he's I think he's in the States, but he might be in Europe.
He's got an East Coast accent. So
yeah, and we'll bring. We can even invite Raymond Speaks in his skirt.
Perfect. No underwear, just skirt.
Yeah, well,
dude, no one's paying any money to come and sit around with me. Like, let's be honest, okay? Like,
so you don't charge. I mean, why charge? Do it for free.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, John. Welcome. Big shout out to everyone in Vim putting up with us today. Appreciate you guys.
Sorry, go on and read the damn question.
I did. Okay. Well, other use cases for the listeners token.
You answered it already.
Other businesses. Yeah, I mean, you can use listeners token. I'm pretty sure it's set up where you can accept it on any business website because of HivePay. So you can accept it if you'd like. You can, charge for your services, accept listeners token. HivePay has that capability. So use case for it. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. And I'm going on my mountaintop here. Crypto moves at the speed of light, like literally. It is just, if things are not done now, soon, quick, right away, yesterday, people will start saying like there's no use case, it's a poop coin, there's this, that, and the third. When you have one developer, one customer support person, and one jackhole who gets on camera every couple of days, that's not a huge development team. That's a very small development team. So we have priorities for what we're doing, how we're building things out. Blaine actually put an updated one for Eliana and I the other day there. We're just sort of watching it, keeping track of everything. So it's hard to get to everything right away. In crypto, that doesn't work because in crypto, people want the stuff yesterday. So, is there other use cases coming forward? Absolutely. We have massive plans for those.
Can I jump in here?
Please do. Yeah.
For anybody listening, this is cryptocurrency. You are free to develop your own use cases for listeners and CTP if you want. You don't have to wait for the development teams to develop everything and create everything for you. You want to create something and incorporate listeners? Go right ahead.
Yep. We have, HivePay is there. Like, we have the capability for you to stick in a little code into your website and start accepting payments right away. That's tomorrow, if you'd like to. So, do we have big plans for it? Yes. Do we have more use cases coming? Absolutely. Me and Blaine and Eliana were talking about this crazy use case, an amazing use case for listeners token that Blaine said he could implement fairly quickly after a couple of things that we've got priority. But that's coming soon. And that's just how it's going to be. It's going to be development all the time.
Well, it'll
Again,
actually be delayed, John, because I hear Hive Engine has 2 more upgrades between now and then. So Blaine will be like backlogged by 6 weeks then instead
bro,
of 2 weeks.
bro, it's clockwork. If I guarantee you, if something happens to the CTP Hive Engine witness, goes offline, give it 3 to 4, 5 days. The rest of the Hive Engine witnesses will end up having issues because there's something wrong, and we're the ones that are like the guinea pigs there. It's awesome. Anyhow, hope that helps, Tom. Thank you for the question. Token society, like hello maniacs. What do you think should be the next iteration of crypto, make cryptocurrencies even better and more widely accepted than they are today?
Strong stable coins. I mean, really, that's your avenue. I mean, it's very evident to me, and maybe people disagree with me on this, but your stable coins are going to be your transactional payment, move value around your medium of exchange, and your non-stable coins are going to be those that contain the value akin to maybe stock. So, yes, you do have medium of exchange with CTP, but the idea of holding CTP is for the long-term gains that come from the development, the expansion of the platform, the ecosystem, that type of thing. And that's what's going to really expand it. Now we got a question: what type of stables, algo or asset-backed? It really doesn't matter. Asset-backed stable coins aren't really currency medium of exchange. What they're really like is money market accounts. And that's what people are trying to do to shortcut the process of stablecoin value building. And you build value in a stablecoin by having infrastructure, depth, liquidity, and sophistication. And that's why when I said that about listeners, even though it's not a stable coin, you cannot have true transactional value with listeners if you are dependent upon the development team and Blaine building stuff out to give this enough value. It's not going to happen. You need other people involved taking the project, taking the token, and running with it, creating derivatives off of it, using it as collateral, using it for investing and funding purposes, and developing other use cases above and beyond what the development team does. And at the end of the day, listeners may not be the ideal token for that, just like Leo Finance might not be, just like Polycub might not be, just like Hive might not be. The stable coins and derivatives on that, I put together some posts about a week or two ago about how Polycub should make PHBD their main focus, which is a derivative of HBD. And you could have CHBD, where CTP does something and creates a derivative of HBD and creates their own stable coin that's tied to HBD to use throughout their payment system if you wanted. That's really what adds the value. And the value comes from the network effect from, here's John's favorite word again, utility. And then you have the backing. Well, people use it. So really, who cares what it's backed by? But oh, by the way, if you have an algo coin like HBD backed by Hive, and we keep feeding more value to Hive and give people incentive to hold Hive, well, then you got both ends covered. The problem is with Hive, just like we saw with UST with Bitcoin, what happens if the price of the backend asset drops by 50%, which it can in crypto? Then you need to double your reserves to even it out. So the problem with UST is it had no value on the front end, and Luna really had no value on the back end. So it was screwed to begin with. My feeling is with these stable coins like HBD, build incredible value through the network effects, through the use case, through derivatives, through lending, investing, and funding, and all these different things that you can use a stable coin for. And suddenly, if a big money player starts playing with games with arbitrage and trying to short and all that other stuff, it's like when Boros crashed the British pound. All those people in England didn't give a crap. Why? Because the British pound crashed compared to other currencies, but they still went shopping and bought gas and whatever they do each day. So, that's where the use cases come in. And I know that's a terrible word, especially in the crypto world, but specifically stablecoin world, use cases. No, let's just monkey with the tokenomics and, offer a high APR and not build use case like Justin Sun's do.
One day, people in crypto will get it. I'm not holding my breath, but one day they'll get it.
Well, John, where it'll change is more people like you who are actually business builders. The industry is still too many people who are not entrepreneurs. They're not business builders. They don't have that business building mindset. You have people either who are for the quick hit playing with the tokenomics, or you have development people who they create some cool software, but they don't really have a lot of the business sense that's required to really take what they develop and say, okay, where does this look 4 or 5 deviations from here? Mm-hmm. And they just don't see it. They're looking at the code and what they're developing, where somebody like you says, well, if we do this, then we do this, then we do that, then we build this. All of a sudden, 5 deviations later, you're like, holy crap, we got something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like you said, in crypto, if it doesn't happen by Monday morning, it's like you guys aren't doing anything.
Yeah, there's no development. It's a poop coin.
Yeah.
Get out now.
Yeah.
Question tokenized. Hope that helps. And we have only one left. Best start. John just said doesn't have any questions, but he hopes the show will be fun. He's in the audience too. So we'll end it up with a NFT BBG, and then we'll talk about some other things that's going on in the world. But this question might take a while because this is multiple questions in one. So I just read a paragraph in one book, 4 questions that comes to mind. So the first one is, what is the total number of nodes on Hive? What would you assess the reliability of these nodes based on your experience? How did Hive deal with technical failures in the past? And lastly, how did Hive deal with malicious peers in the past? There you go.
Well, the nodes, what do you mean? There's like 9 master API nodes. There's, I don't know, 110 witness nodes. I don't know how many image servers we operate. I know HiveBlog operates an image server. I don't know if anybody else is. There's different nodes. What was the second question? How is that enough?
The reliability of how would you assess the reliability of these nodes?
They're all over the place. So I mean, witness nodes don't seem to go down. Maybe some nodes they miss blocks, but the node plane setup is probably different from the node that Leo Finance is running, which is different from the node that BlockTrade's running. Which is different from the node Archange is running. I mean, they're all in separate parts of the world, and even though where they are geographically doesn't matter, because who knows where they're renting those nodes from. We have a problem with the witness server or with the main nodes going down from time to time. But what's the cause of that? Is it a glitch in the Hive software? Probably not. Is it the node companies that everybody's getting from, like AWS, having problems? I don't know. But, usually if you switch nodes, not all the nodes are down. And, as I said, I think there's 9 API nodes. There might be more than that. So they seem fairly reliable. I mean, they're not perfect. Yeah. But how many times have you gone on Hive and you just get a 404 message? It doesn't happen.
It's pretty solid. I haven't really had any issues. Like maybe once every 6 months, there's like an hour or two of something not working. But other than that, it's pretty reliable. Maybe I just have my Hive goggles on. Based on your experience, how did Hive deal with technical failures in the past? The witnesses got together, fixed the code, moved forward. That's what's really cool. No, honestly, what's really cool about Hive, what we did is we waited for the tweet from Ned
upgrade
Right. Yeah.
complete, and then
Right.
the witnesses had to fix things.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. As soon as Ned said something was, have you tried to Google search Ned these days? This guy,
No,
he's gone, man. Apparently, he lives in like Puerto Rico or something, but he's like off grid. Like you can't even find this guy. This guy took his money and said, "Piss on everybody." No, but what's really interesting about it, you mentioned this a couple weeks ago. The Hive witnesses, you get 21 individuals who basically are not best buddies. Like, let's be honest, they have a lot of infighting. They don't always agree with things. But when it comes to this blockchain and push comes to shove and something needs to get done, they all are on board. They get it done. So that's what when you ask that question, NFT, about we deal with technical failures, the blockchain comes together like better than anything else out there. Maybe I'm biased, but push comes to shove, this blockchain pushes forward and gets through things. So,
well, and we've had a lot of these people on our show, and when you start talking about block trades, you start talking about Howu, you start talking about Marky Mark, you start talking about Archange. These people know their stuff. I mean, these people really know what's going on, and I'll give kudos again to Marky, because if you remember way back when the W Leo hack, Marky, and he, I don't think many people knew about it at the time, but Marky was one of the ones who really dove into that stuff and dove through all the transactions and started tracing the wallets and just dove into all that stuff. And
right.
that's Marky is one that he gets a lot of flack for what he does, but he's a guy who's willing to dive in and help wherever it's needed. And there's a lot of people like that, and they really do know their stuff. They know different aspects of this ecosystem. And if you go to one of them, ask them a question directly, whether it's Howu or Block Trades or Marky or some of these other people, disregard. They know their stuff, and okay, maybe not all of them know the full ins and outs of blockchain like Block Trades and Howu, but they know enough that they can start to get in there and start to piece things together. And so I think that's really, they may not be best buddies, but they're familiar with each other. And that's really, I think, a big thing, that if something does go wrong, they know who has what expertise in where and who to defer to about certain things. And Block Trades knows certain things, but Howu may know something totally different. And they all have their specialties. So I think it's a well-rounded group, and the fact that they all don't sit around on Zoom drinking coffee and sharing campfire stories is probably a good thing.
There you go. That's our blockchain, and we love it. And we don't care who hears it.
Well, and then there was that last part of the question, which what
malicious,
have we done against?
Yeah,
attack?
What happens with malicious people? I mean, March 20th, 2020. I think
we just fork them out.
Just fork them, man, fork them. So we had decent questions, but not a ton of questions this week. But I thought I would bring something up, just discuss it here for a little bit, and then we'll let people get it. It's we won't run the show too long and annoy people. And I know people are like, they listen to me go on, and they just, I don't want to hear these guys anymore. I want my Friday to begin. Quick little topic, though, I think value to you guys. We're doing this thing, the CTP grind. So it's basically this idea task where, people love excuses. I can't do this. I don't have enough hive power. I don't have a big enough personal brand. Yada yada. There's a million and one reasons why people can't do it. So we came up with this thing, and so we have our little calendar again. As you can see, I printed it out. But the plan is this: is learn something new every single day. Second thing is to be seen, and third is to add value. So I wanted to focus on this be seen thing, because this is something you said 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure 3 years ago, whenever you said this, this was the make 500 comments and then come call me. Go out there and put in the effort of being seen, being visible. 500 comments, then come back and see how your
Quality comments, not
right,
just,
yeah,
oh,
not just
nice
good point,
post.
yeah, yeah, or the little, little images and tipping bot things that just flood people's comment
Yeah.
section. Like good comments, good quality comments. Make 500 of those and see what happens. And this is a huge part of what everyone can do here today. You don't need a bunch of hive power. You don't need to be the most creative writer on the planet. You don't need to know how to make beautiful videos on YouTube and 3Speak. All of you, this is what you can control. You can go out there and engage with people, making quality comments, engaging with them. If you need a model for this, go look at Jay Fang. Go look at his account. How does he operate? And you know it's funny? He said it on my blog the other day. He's like, I'm busy these days. I don't have a lot of time. And I'm sitting there going, this guy, he does more being busy than most people do having all the time in the world. So we each have 1,440 minutes a day. Some of us have less, but that's all we get. How are we going to allocate them? Are you going to twiddle your thumbs, watch reruns of Netflix or of Seinfeld or something, or are you going to put in the work? I would recommend, and Tass, hopefully you can speak on this, I would recommend people roll up their sleeves and put in the work of being seen on the blockchain, of adding value to the blockchain, instead of saying that, oh, woe is me, and the whales aren't noticing me, and this, that, and the third. How much commenting are you doing? So,
How much comment am I doing? Well,
not you, but like what people like ask themselves, how much are they doing? So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's, I've been for years commenting every week. I mean, it ebbs and flows, but I don't think I really ever drift below 50, 10 comments a day at a minimum. And, this week I haven't really been keeping it up, but I've, put up a technically, under one account about 120 blog posts. I mean, granted, it's a lot of definitions and stuff, but it can be done. I mean, it's just, listen, what you're talking about, John, is very simple. It's called taking ownership. And when you own a business, if the toilet needs to be cleaned, you clean the toilet. If the delivery truck needs to be driven because somebody calls in sick, you drive the delivery truck. If you have to run the financials over to the account, you run the financials over to the account. You do whatever needs to be done. And that's what taking ownership is all about. And I think people need to look at themselves on Hive as a business, not only as a brand, but as a business. And what are you going to do? And first off, most businesses, there's some, but most businesses don't spring up and skyrocket overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes planning, it takes commitment, and it takes activity. And on Hive's no different. And I don't know why people think Hive is any different than any other social media platform. I joined Twitter with 0 followers, and I got a few hundred followers instantly, all of them from Hive. And to this day, I bet I don't even know how many Twitter followers I have, but I bet I don't have many followers outside of Hive. And if I went and set up a YouTube channel, it would take me years probably to get to 1,000 followers. And if I got lucky, maybe I could get 1,000 followers in what? A year and a half? If I got lucky? I mean, I'd have to be real fortunate. Yeah. And that's just the way it is. How are you going to stand out? How would I stand out on a YouTube? It's impossible. How are you going to stand out on Hive? Well, first off, you don't have, 1.1 billion accounts out there. You have, 15,000 accounts transacting each day. Then if you get involved in the different communities and you go to CTP, you go to Leo Finance, you go to STEM Geeks, you go to Cine TV, you go to wherever, all of a sudden you're now dealing with hundreds of people, not thousands, but hundreds of people to stand out. So make a focus to stand out in CTP. Go into each post on CTP and make legitimate comments through the CTP front end. Yes, a lot of those posts are showing up on CTP from other front ends, but the people who have CTP stake, they will see you sooner or later because eventually you are going to be on somebody's blog, whether it's Eliana's or somebody's who has a shitload of CTP, and they'll upvote your comment. And if you
Yep.
keep making good comments and you're around all the time, you mentioned Jay Fang. I always upvote Jay Fang's posts. He writes about Splinterlands. He doesn't post every day. He posts, maybe once, twice a week. But I always upvote it
Mm.
because I know him. And he's writing stuff about Splinterlands, which I don't really follow and I'm not really into. But I know who he is. And
Yeah.
that's how you get known. And you keep showing up and you show yourself to be dedicated to Hive, then as a subsection to Leo Finance, to CTP, to whichever. I mean, why wouldn't Eliana want to reward you if you
Exactly.
are posting quality content and you're in the rooms or in the articles on CTP commenting? Why wouldn't Eliana want to reward you? She would. She'd be foolish not to. She's got
Mhm.
a fair bit of stake. Anybody with stake in CTP would want to reward somebody like that because why? CTP's not that big.
Mhm.
There's plenty of room in CTP. There's plenty of room in Leo Finance. There's still plenty of room here. We're nowhere near at max, where the fire marshal is going to be called because we're exceeding max capacity.
Mm.
We're small communities. So if somebody comes in and shows the desire to get active and try to support a platform, you're going to stand out. And comments are the easiest way, like to use your term, John, to be seen.
Yep. Top of
And don't
mind.
worry about your freaking rewards. Look to add, I think one of the other things is add value. Look to
Mhm.
add value to people's posts.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. And the big thing too is you hit it. That was perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. But the big thing too for me is to keep on keeping on. Like, don't just do this really gung ho for like 3 or 4 days or a week and then disappear for like a month. And that's what we see a lot. People really really excited, super fired up, and then because the price of crypto didn't moonshot, they disappear into something. The other side of the grass is greener. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. And I think if you do that, you'll be richly rewarded, not in the rewards side of things, but the engagement and relationship side of things.
Well, you look going back to YouTube. Okay. You get very famous people. Okay. They show up on YouTube. Everybody follows them, like a Russell Brand. He'll get, 2 million followers just because he's Russell Brand. But you look at some of these YouTubers who are making decent money in different sections. I follow those who talk about banking and money and economics, and also Tesla and the markets and things like that. And you look at how long these channels have been up and look at how long it's taken them to get to the point they are and how many videos they have up. They are not at 5 or 10 videos. They've been doing it. They go back 2, 3, 4, 5 years with videos,
Yeah.
2, 3 videos a week, some of them every single day. And, why? Because it's not an overnight success. You have to keep showing up on a consistent basis, and they don't take a day off. In fact, the guy I followed, he used to do 3 times a week, and about 6 months ago, at the beginning of the year, for whatever reason, he kicked it up to every day.
Mm.
He just he increased the amount of videos. Same time, about 10 to 15 minutes per video, but he's doing them every day, and obviously that enhances his following.
Guys, you have homework. It is the weekend. Get out there and engage. Get out there and make more comments. Get out there and actually use this Web3 stuff, actual Web3 stuff that we have here on Hive.
It goes back, John, to basic business building. And I was in sales for 2 decades, and you know what? Every sales manager I had told me, you got to go out and make calls every day. And one old bird told me, he says, it's like shaving. If you're not doing it every day, you're a slob.
Mm.
And that's what it is. If you and your most successful salespeople, they have appointments every day. They're doing demonstrations. They're talking about people about the product or service, and they're doing it on a daily basis. They're not doing it once in a while, because
Yep.
once in a while gets you nowhere. And if you take ownership of your business on Hive, you got something to do every day. And there's a lot of things to do because it's just you. And it's commenting, it's consistently putting up content, it's maybe getting involved with uh, uh, stuff like this in the comment section, so you get yourself recognized that way. Join Vim on the stream video. John's going to see you. John
Yep.
looks at the names on Vim. If you're new and you're on Vim during our live broadcast, he's going to see you. Now, he may not remember you the first time, but after 4, 5, 6 weeks of doing
Exactly.
that, John will remember your name. And then he'll see you on chain and say, oh, yeah, I know that person. He's in Vim all the time listening to our broadcast.
That's how it works. And you didn't need to buy anything. So, thank you, everyone, for coming by and sharing our journey, your journey, everyone's journey here on the blockchain. Hope it was of value to you. Task, you have a great weekend, man. Big plans this weekend or no?
Yeah. I'm going to be typing terms into the Hive blockchain. That's
Sounds
my
exciting.
big plan. I got to get it up to about 500 before it's any decent size. So
it's my wife's birthday today, so I'm gonna be indispensed for the rest of the day. So I'll see you guys Saturday night for my Hive goals.
For your what?
My Hive goals post on Saturday nights. That whole boring.
Well, you won't see us. You write a post and you post it on the blockchain.
Okay. Well,
you'll see it. You'll see
night.
people Sunday on your sports talk show.
On my sports talk show. Yes. There you go, guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you for coming out and hanging out, and we'll see you.
Ciao.
Bulldog on Tuesday.